Hello.
Welcome to MoRnin Studio. I am Desty with my one and only partner in crime, OShay.
Oh,
Welcome to this
nice.
beautiful, really hot Friday
It's hot.
afternoon. This is
I know I
kind
probably look a little sweaty. I just came from work.
of it's more
Hot.
like afternoon cereal today. It is burning. Make sure people you have your water bottles near you. But today we would like to talk about to our young viewers and even our older viewers as well, people that's graduating from college or people that just get out of high school, or just people just in their 20s or anything like that, becoming an adult and what does that mean? There's so many different definitions behind it. I know growing up, becoming an adult was taking on more responsibility in my household. Like first, when I was in middle school, it was being the first person to come home, take care of the little chores and things like that. And as I got older, it was making sure I paid for my car, put gas in my car, making sure I get my grades in class, making sure I'm paying for my credit card bill. So becoming an adult has many different roles and tasks. What do you think, OShay?
I definitely agree. I mean, I feel like most people, every experience is different, but it's definitely an experience of transitioning. I know, like, specifically, I want to talk about transitioning from high school to college and then after college, like life after college. That's when adulthood really hits you, especially when you've been in school all your life. And then when you finish college, it's a whole new world. Like literally, you're not going to school every day. You don't have homework. So you have to figure out who you are outside of being a student because you're not a student anymore. So it definitely can be very stressful, but that's okay. We're going to give y'all some words of encouragement and help y'all with y'all transition to adulthood.
Yeah, it's also a little bit, I guess it's kind of frightening in a sense because you in this structure your whole entire life. Like, okay, I wake up at 8 in the morning, I go to this building to like 8, like to 9:15. After 9:15, I do this, that, and the fourth. So when you become an adult, it's really like you're kind of thrown to the wolves, but it's not too bad. Um, I always say this, don't be afraid of failure because failure is going to happen. You may not get the job that you want. You may not get into the school that you wanted to get into. You may not do well in your job interview, but don't be afraid. There's something will come up. Keep praying. I know I went to some job interviews I didn't get. I went to other job interviews I did get. So just becoming an adult is really just understanding that you will fail, but learning from those failures and like, okay, I did that this time, so next time I won't do that. It's just trial and error, really.
Yes, I definitely agree, especially with like going into like a new situation, with going from school to having to work, and it can be intimidating. I know it was intimidating for me, resumes, cover letters, interviews. It was a whole new world because I might have had a little job here and there, but now it's like, oh, corporate world or business world, or like for us, we going into broadcasting. So the real life, broadcasting world was a lot for us. I think another thing that's important is like, or another thing that people could stress about when they get into their adulthood, like you mentioned earlier, is like you gotta start paying bills. You have a lot of different responsibilities that you never had before, and I know that's one thing that I like have stressed about. But I think one thing to keep you focused is to, stay organized, stay on top of that, and always ask for help. There's always people out there that can help you. There's always older people who have experienced what you have experienced. And that's what I've realized. Like I had in my mind, I'm going to graduate college, 2 months out of college, I'm going to move out. After I move out, I'm going to do X, Y, and Z. But I have family members there to tell me like, it may not go the way you think it should. You should stay home, save up money before you move out. Just different experience that I had to take in to kind of help me with that financial transition into adulthood. So I think, asking for help, staying organized, staying on top of your stuff is very important as well.
And it's not all that scary, guys. It's not really like we may be saying. There's also a good positive side to it. Becoming an adult, taking on more responsibility. You get looked at differently. Your parents may look at you differently. The world looks at you differently. So I just say taking on more responsibility. It just proves character and it makes you a more rounded individual. I feel like growing up and the tags and things that you learn prepare you for this. I know if you're in school or not, where you have a final exam that prepares you for when you're in high school, tests or anything like that. So it's not all that like, hey, you're getting thrown to the wolves. A lot of jobs opportunities will take you into training. Like OShay said, you do have family members, and if you do not have family members, you still could go to your friends, your local church. So it's not like all that, like, oh my gosh, like it can be a little bit added pressure because you're like, okay, I got to do this, that, and the fourth. But you can still have your little fun on the side like you do now. It's just that just you got to prioritize what comes first. Like, okay, I know some people, I know back in school sometimes, I'm like, hey, I could still go out and I could just stay up all night and finish this paper. But now it's like, if you go out, will you be able to wake up at 6 in the morning tomorrow? So it's just a little bit prioritizing, that's all.
Prioritizing is very important, and not just prioritizing like, you know, I don't want to say work and stuff is boring, but like making sure that you, when you go into adulthood, that you don't make everything about going to work, paying bills, blah, 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 but prioritizing having a social life, doing those fun things, doing things that you enjoy, because it takes the stress off of the things that we might not like about adult life, because adult life isn't horrible, but it can be stressful. So just making sure that you are, you know, being social, going out with your friends when you can, you know, exercise, doing other things besides just going to work and paying bills. I think it's really, I know I have had to, you know, go work out with my friends, or just make sure like every other weekend, you know, I'm going out or doing something. It's just important.
Also, another one of the most important things, becoming an adult, you have to know when to cut off certain people. I know that's one of the hardest things in the world. Like having some friends that you know since middle school, elementary school, high school, and whatnot. But some people are really just not good for your life as you grow and develop into an individual, into your own person. So I like, there's always transitions. The person that you are now is totally different from the person that you were in middle school. Even in college, like in this matter of 4 years, me at 18 to me now 21, I'm a totally different person. My mindset is totally different. I still have some of the friends I have since my freshman year. Other people I don't talk to anymore. I might say what's up. And people I know from high school, I don't really talk like that anymore because they're not on the same path or wavelength that I'm going. I don't want to keep doing this same like nonchalant, blase, nothing that's going to prove me as a person. While there are individuals that's going to that are like-minded like you that want to be successful in life, not individuals that will just still want to stay home and do nothing at all. So that's probably gonna be the hardest thing, knowing to like, okay, I can't really hang out here anymore, man, because I don't want to do that anymore.
Yeah, I definitely think that's important. It's something that I learned throughout my like course of college, is definitely making sure that you, you know, just pray that God moves or eliminates the people that doesn't really need to be in your life, that aren't going to be able to continue with you on your journey, because it happens. And don't take it so, you know, horribly if you lose a friend or here and there, because, you know, everything happens for a reason. But I have personal experiences where I was on a spiritual journey to a certain place, or still on that spiritual journey, but I had other friends who hadn't really hopped on a train, and our relationship kind of fell off. And at the time it hurt, but then I realized, okay, God knows how I'm moving. He knows what I have going on. He knows how my transition is going. Maybe he's saying that right now that person doesn't need to be in your life. Right now that person isn't going to bring to your walk and this and that. So I had to accept that and understand that, you know, and that's part of adulthood. Everybody ain't going to be your friends. I mean, if you're in college now, you know that some of the people you call best friends in high school probably don't even talk to you now. You made some really good friends in college, but I mean, I've been, you know, only been graduated for not even a semester, and people that I talk to every single day in college, I haven't really talked to them now. So that's another thing to, you know, just be aware of and not take it so hard. And I'm speaking from experience because I took it hard whenever I like lost friends or the friendship wasn't what I thought it would be. But yeah.
The funny thing about it, to piggyback on what you're saying, my freshman roommate, We both went to the same high school. I knew him, but it was more like I knew of him, and like we would like say what's up to each other in the hallways and whatnot. Then like when we like I went to Lenore University my freshman year. We became roommates, and I could probably say he became one of my closest friends from like not knowing him at all to now to this day that we are still close and whatnot. So you just don't know like what's going to happen, the variations of things like that that's going to happen throughout your life. So, but that's also like you said. I remember another example like over the summertime when people come back home from school and whatnot. I live in Charlotte, so I went to high school in Charlotte. So when people come back home from high school, things like that, we might get together. And I remember one time it was like we all went out, and I was just like, I just can't do this anymore, man. You guys are not just trying to do the same thing I'm trying to do now. Like, I'm not saying all of them, but some of the people I was like this is not for me anymore. So that's probably gonna be the toughest thing to like step back and say, maybe next time. Maybe next time we gotta put some breaks into that hanging out period.
Yeah, I definitely agree. And I think in the whole, for everything that we talked about, from financial to going from school to adulthood to work to friends, like the biggest thing to pray for when you're transitioning or you don't really know where to go is to pray for discernment and just to pray for understanding and to pray for good judgment and for good understanding for the different steps that you are about to take in your life. So I feel like if there's anything that we could tell you, is definitely just, pray for wisdom and understanding and guidance, because he'll guide you in the right direction every time without a doubt. He never fails you. So with everything that may be coming your way, because it's we didn't even cover everything that you had to deal with adulthood. Like, it's more than financial and work and friends. Like, there's so many umbrellas that falls under that transition to adulthood. So just making sure that you pray for discernment, pray for understanding, pray for wisdom. And honestly, God always got your back. So
for those that do not know, what does discernment mean? Can you provide a definition? Because when you said it, I was like, oh, it's a good word, but I was like, I don't really know. I got to throw that one in my little dictionary, my vocabulary.
So discernment is basically like the ability to judge well. So the ability to say, like how you were saying with your friends, like if you got like a bad feeling, kind of like, I don't really know if maybe I shouldn't be friends with, not necessarily not be friends, but maybe I shouldn't be hanging out with them. I feel like I want to do something else. Praying for discernment, you can go with that feeling, praying for more of that so you can be able to judge better. That's basically what it is being able to judge certain situations in a good way. And then having, in a spiritual way, it's like having spiritual understanding, and spiritual concern. So praying for that will help you to put everything in, I don't want to say in a spiritual perspective, but when you do apply every part of your life with God, praying for that discernment he's going to help you with those decisions. Like, financial ain't just about money, but let me pray about my finances too, so I can know what I'm doing. Let me pray about my friendship so I can know what I'm doing. Every little aspect of your life, you should have discernment. You should have a spiritual involvement with everything that you're doing. So I know that was like a long, lengthy, kind of wordy description, but yeah.
See, on this show, you learn something new every day. That's what I try to do. Every single day, I try to learn something new. I learn a new word, discernment.
Discernment.
I do that in the conversation when I go out one day. Be like, hey, discernment, man, come down. They won't be like, oh. They'll be like, oh, he knows something. Yeah, discernment. Okay, is in here. But like, just piggybacking, just everything you said, I agree with you 100%. This is my own personal experience. It was kind of I was kind of like on the way you said, like, once I graduate from college, I want to have this, that, and that. It didn't go that way, but
Does it ever go that way? Well, for some people, I guess, but most of the time it's like
it doesn't. Yeah, it doesn't. And I pray to God to help me. Or I pray to God all the time. Go to church, like, just help me find my path. I know it will come soon, but I just want to say thank you to my parents, my mom, and the Lord, just to keep me on the right path, because it's not easy when you have a certain plan and it doesn't go that way and you still stay focused. And just, I would say that'd be the most important thing. Stay focused on your goal. Have a goal for yourself. Find out what you want to do, what you really want to love. If you school is not for everyone, so if you're not in school, if you just want to work, have that goal. Like make sure you have a job. If you have like an apartment you want to live home and you have like to pay bills, maybe you have to get 2 jobs. Just make sure that you prioritize and like, okay, I have my 2 jobs, I have money to pay my bills, I have money to put I have money to put gas in my car. If you are going to school and you're going to grad school or anything like that, make sure you graduate, study for the GRE, make sure you're on your applications and things like that. So make sure you have goals for yourself so that even though it may not go the right way, but at least you took the necessary steps for yourself. And just have fun. You know, being young is a fun thing at the time. My mom always tells me that like she wish she could go back being my age, 21, things like that. Don't overbear yourself. A lot of people like to grow up too fast. When I was younger, mom was like, Desty, don't grow up too fast. Stay like 16, 17, things like that. And you can never go back. I'm about to be 22 soon, so you can never go back to those young ages. So don't overbear yourself, but keep focused. Pray to God, knowing that He will keep you on the right path, and just like OShay said, stay organized.
Yes, I second everything that you said, Desty. I really do. I don't really think there's anything else for me to say. I think you covered it pretty well.
So I think that would do it for us for today for morning cereal, aka afternoon cereal on this hot day. Guys, don't forget the word of the day was discernment. If you go out or anything, put that in your vocabulary. Impress people, because I know if you guys are talking to a significant other, they like to be impressed with big words. So
And
discernment.
speaking of significant others, make sure you watch our next show, because we're going to be talking about significant
You
others.
know how I dropped that little nugget and she
Yeah,
caught
I
it. I
like
think it
how
was
you
an alley hoop and OShay caught it. You guys have a good day. Peace, love, and positivity. Bye.
Bye.